Today we're with Cody Heller, a Wisconsin dairy producer and ag businessman who's just announced exports agreement to firms in Indonesia. But first, Cody, welcome to This Week in Dairy, and tell us a little bit about your dairy operation.
So we have 1,500 cow dairy in western Wisconsin. We farm about 6,000 acres of ground, corn, soybeans, and alfalfa. We also have 2,000 pigs, a finishing facility on our property as well. We have a methane digester, and we keep all of our young stock on the farm.
Extensive operations near Elma Center, I believe.
Yes, near Elma Center, Wisconsin.
Your off-farm business is called Central Wisconsin Ag Services. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Central Wisconsin Ag Services, or CWAS, was founded by Dr. John Brazillo and myself. Dr. John's a veterinarian, obviously, in 2014, with the initial intention of doing traditional veterinary services with a little more tilt towards consulting, understanding that the dairy industry, as it evolves, the veterinary model needs to evolve with it. So while there's normal sleeve and leave type applications, the vet practice was designed to do more consultative work than it was to do your traditional cow work. That evolved to 3 veterinarians, a nutritionist, an agronomist. We carry a variety of products in the agronomy end as well, seeds and do fertilizer and those type of services. So that's how the business got founded. From there, we moved into the international realm, and we did it initially on the dairy side with dairy consulting and consulting on large developing dairies in this application in Indonesia. And that has actually evolved into a large-scale plantation project on the island of Sumatra in Indonesia as well. So that right now our current realm is international exports of some products and services, but generally consulting, logistical, planning, site development, design, and then on-farm training applications on those international projects.
Now, you signed some agreements with 2 Indonesian firms during World Dairy Expo. Give us a little more information about what that will entail.
We signed 2 separate memorandums of understanding. The first one was with the dairy group. That memorandum helps allow CWAS and Wisconsin producers to export live cattle after the live cattle treaty is set up. Right now, we're currently in the process of finishing up a live cattle treaty between the United States and Indonesia. We've been working very hard on that for about a year now. That will help us to export pregnant heifers with our currently already exporting embryos and genetic semen over there. We'll be able to export heifers and try to take some of the weight off the dairy industry here from its oversupply of heifers, not necessarily just in Wisconsin, but in the United States as a whole. The country of Indonesia requires a lot of heifers. So that memorandum of understanding allows us to export to them cattle, services, training, and other dairy products that go along with it. You know, with the dairy farm, there's a plethora of products that need to be supported, and not products that CWAS carries, but we act as a liaison between Wisconsin-based companies and our clients in Indonesia, and that MOU helps facilitate that. That's on the dairy side. On the plantation side, the memorandum ties together our 2 companies with the export of equipment and the service required with large-scale equipment, in this application, John Deere equipment, and then help with the products and the seeds necessary. Indonesia is lacking a lot of the soybean seed infrastructure that they need and infrastructure that they need in order to grow corn and soybeans on a large scale. So that memorandum is us to them, that export market to the clients in Indonesia, and all of it is done with the intention of producing food for the undeveloped world, for a country that's very hungry, while doing everything in a very sustainable and environmentally way. A lot of the agriculture in that country has been done very environmentally unfriendly. So they don't abide by the same practices and procedures we do here in the US. That MOU helps tie us to them so we can help bring those Western farming, environmental, and dairying practices to them.
Well, that sounds ambitious and exciting, and we congratulate you for that work, and we hope you are able to facilitate export of cattle and equipment to Indonesia. But Cody, just on a personal note, I know that you and your family have been very involved in water skiing. Not typically a fun activity that we think about on the dairy farm. Tell us just a bit about that.
Yeah, so my family's been water skiing since we were 4 or 5 years old. Our father taught us how to water ski, and we developed the love for barefoot water skiing so much that Dad built a tournament venue water ski lake on the dairy farm. So it's surrounded with corn on all 4 sides of it, and we've held 7 national championships. We just held the world championship here on the dairy 2 years ago. And my sister and I have been national record holders. My sister's been a world record holder, and I was the president of the U.S. Barefoot Association, the American Barefoot Club.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. We've been speaking today with Cody Heller, a Wisconsin dairyman and ag businessman from Alma Center, Wisconsin. I'm Joel Hastings for This Week in Dairy and Dairy Business News.